Hey there guys, Primus Reviews here, and today we're going to be reviewing the Transformers Age of Extinction Studio Series number 90, Decepticon Galvatron. Now, if you guys haven't checked out my last review, please make sure to check it out, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, make sure to turn on post notifications so that way you guys don't miss a single upload. Now, when this figure was shown to us by Studio Series, finally, they made a updated version of Galvatron. Honestly, he did look really cool. You know, there were already nitpicks here and there of what they did and what they didn't like about this figure. Some say he was too blocky, some say he was too flat, and honestly, yes, they were correct. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this figure does impress me in person, and honestly, I do feel like that this is the best Galvatron that we've gotten out of the two iterations. Now, the reason I say out of the two iterations of Galvatron is because we did get a Galvatron previously back in 2014, and honestly, that figure wasn't the greatest. You know, it was okay back in the time, but now comparing him to this guy, it is completely out of the question which one's better. But I am not counting the Unique Toys Nero, because that one just takes the cake by a long shot. But yeah, man, I'm so glad that Studio Series finally made a Galvatron, because man, that 2014 Galvatron is not the greatest version of Galvatron. I think this one is out of the two. Now taking a look at the packaging, you do got the nice Transformers Age of Extinction logo there. You do got a beautiful image of Galvatron there. Studio Series number 90 Decepticon Galvatron. On the side of the box again, you do got a beautiful render image of Galvatron there. Really cool. On the back of the box, you do get the beautiful looking figure and his alternate mode, which it is licensed a Freightliner. Pretty cool in 32 steps. Oh boy. On the side of the box, you do got another beautiful image of Galvatron there, Studio Series number 90. And yeah, that's about it for the box. So let's take a look at this beautiful looking figure. Now bringing in Galvatron here for a closer look, you can see that the head detail is honestly amazing. Studio Series does an outstanding job on the head detail on all these figures, man. You do got the beautiful red for the eyes there, a little bit of sky blue there, and a lot of silver all around the head. That looks honestly amazing, man. Wow. And even going down on the figure, you can see all the beautiful mechanical detail on this guy, man. I'm honestly impressed. You got that, of course, big circle, that little orangey fiery circle thing there, but again, it looks really cool. You can see that they put a lot of detail into this guy, man. Do got some nice silver paint apps here and there, even got some nice light blue there. But yeah, this guy honestly does surprise me. And again, the backpack doesn't bother me too much because, you know, I think it's compressed fairly well, and the circle does come out from the back to make the illusion that it goes from both ends there. But again, I think it does look honestly fantastic and amazing. And even though people do have some gripes with this figure, I do have some gripes on my own. But overall, I think this figure does an amazing job for the price point on making how Galvatron did look in the film. Now, we all know why Megatron put that big old circle in the middle of his chest. It's because A, he wanted to make sure that when Optimus Prime said, "You have no soul," that way he can say, "That is why I have no brain." Or two, it just represents that he has no soul, no more sparks. He is, of course, Galvatron, and he is ready to just murder whoever gets in his way. So it could be either of those two things. Or maybe it's because I think this guy said it perfectly.
I think it's badass.
Now, this figure did come with one really huge accessory, so let's take a look at that now. Now, I'm taking a look at his really cool and really huge accessory. Here we do have is his cannon. Yeah. When I said huge, you know dang well that was a lie. This is small. This is what I call small. I'm pretty sure a lot of us can agree that this is small. Yeah. But again, it does look really cool. At least it is painted in this nice silver paint here. I think it does look really cool. I think it does shine beautifully in the light there. Again, you do got some nice details in there. Again, really cool. But again, all in all, I think they did do a great job, even though it is small. We will be talking about that later, why I do think the 2014 Galvatron has a better accessory than this one. But other than that, I think it does look really cool on all. But let's put it on so that way you can see how cool he actually looks with it. Now, the way you put on his accessories, honestly, one of the hardest things to do. I think that's one of the downfalls with this figure. It's super complicated. I don't know why they made it complicated. There's gonna be a peg right here, and you're gonna see a hole in his hand already. And honestly, all you gotta do is plug it in, and yeah, that's it. So there you have him holding his really, really cool looking plasma, and I think it does look really, really cool all in all. Now, it's not a bad accessory. I don't think it looks bad on him. I think it does look really, really good. It's just I do wish it was a little bit bigger. Even if it was like an inch or two bigger, I think that would have made it work even better. But again, I do think it is kind of small. But other than that, I do think that this figure does look really, really great, and his accessory does look really, really good all in all. Now, one cool little feature about this figure is if you do pop off his chest here, you do get a beautiful inside there, and oh, he does have a missile in there. So let's just take that off real quick, please. Galvin! I got it. You have a really cool looking missile here, and it does have a little peg right there at the very edge. I know it is hard to see, and it is gonna plug in right here on the side of the shoulder. That way it can look like he is shooting out missiles from his arm. You know, that way it can go pew pew, bang bang, pew pew, bang bang. Again, it doesn't look too bad, but again, I do feel like, you know, he didn't use it in the movie, so you know it's not screen accurate. But again, if you do want to display that like so, be my guest, you do you. But again, I think it does look cool, and so far this figure is actually impressing me more than I expected it to. Now, Galvatron is a Voyager class figure, so he stands roughly at about 7, maybe a little bit below 7 inches tall. Again, I think that is a great height for this Voyager class Galvatron. So for some size comparisons, here he is next to the Transformers Age of Extinction Stinger, so that we can see how they both do look there. And finally, we have Galvatron and Stinger together after like, I don't know how many years so far. Man, I think they both do look great. When you pose them both together, I think they do fill the role together. And again, I think Studio Series has done a great job on capturing how they both did look in the film. Of course, on a budget, but again, great job. And for my next size comparison, here he is next to the Transformers The Last Knight Optimus Prime, the Premiere Edition. But again, you know, it is, I'm going to say it's the Age of Extinction one as well, because, you know, it is the same form. But again, I think they both do look great. I think they both do look fantastic. And I can't take nothing away from these two. These two do look great all of a sudden. I am still waiting for the Studio Series Transformers Age of Extinction / The Last Knight Optimus Prime. But until we get that, we have this here for now. And honestly, I think it works. I really do think it works. Now for the articulation, the head is on a ball joint. He can look up that far and he can look down that far. His arm can move out. He does have a shoulder swivel. He does have a bicep swivel, bent at the elbow, and sadly he doesn't have any wrist swivel or any movement of kind, which sucks, but it is what it is. He does have a beautiful waist swivel, really cool looking waist swivel. He does have a thigh swivel, a really good thigh swivel. He does have a tight bend at the knee there, a little bit too tight if you ask me. And he does have a ankle pivot, and he does have a slight toe bend of an up and down. So posability on this guy is honestly not as bad as I thought. I think they did do a great job with the posability, the poses that you were able to get him into. I think it is fantastic, and honestly it did surprise me when I was posing this guy on how this guy felt and how much I can pose this guy, because honestly I think I had a blast with this guy posing him. But alrighty guys, I think it's time for me to show you guys his really accurate looking alternate mode. Now it is an officially licensed product, so you know the alternate mode is going to be the most accurate they could get it into. And again, I think it does look really cool, but there is just one nitpick I don't like about it. But here is his really accurate looking alternate mode. Now again, I think this does look really cool, and again, really screen accurate. You know, I think they did do a great job with this. Like I said, there are some nitpicks already, but honestly, I think it does look fairly well. Nothing I can hate about it too much. I think, you know, what they were given and what they had to accomplish, I think they did do a great job all in all. Again, I think it does look really cool. Again, you do got some nice, beautiful detail there, as you can see. Those really gorgeous blue on the bottom there. Do got some silver for the lights there. Do got a nice flat matte grill there. Do got some black on the windshield as well. Again, the paint apps on this guy is honestly really good in the truck mode. I think it does look really cool. Do got some nice silver there. Do got some nice silver here and there. Again, it does look really cool. Do got the nice black for the rims there. But again, I think it does look really cool. Now the back is where it starts to become a problem. I do not like how the toes are sticking out there, and that was one of the cons that was shown when we first saw this guy, and a lot of people didn't like it, and I can honestly agree why. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still does look really cool, you know, but again, I do see why people didn't like that, and yeah, it is sticking out a bit, but again, you know, it doesn't bother me too much, you know, as I thought it was going to, but again, I think it still does look really cool. But yeah, all in all, I think the truck mode does look fantastic, you know, what they were giving in the budget on this figure. I think they did do a great job all in all with this figure, man. Wow. Now, he did decrease in height as he now stands in height. He does go for about, I think, 3 inches tall now. He did decrease, but for some size comparisons, here he is next to the Stinger. That way you can see how that works out there. Just so you can see how much smaller he got. And yeah, it is what it is. But again, all in all, I think they did do a great job with the truck mode. Nothing I can complain about too much. And yeah, now this figure does roll fairly well on all fours. He does spin, he does do a full 360 all the way out. I think it does look fairly cool. And again, I think they did do a great job with this figure. And yeah, I mean I am impressed with this guy, but I think I'm going to transform him back so that way I can give you guys my overall review and my overall grade on this guy. Now, I think the grade might surprise you, but again, I think it just comes from the bottom of my heart on how I feel about this guy. So, here's my overall review and my overall grade on this figure. Alrighty guys, there you go. There you have the Transformers Age of Extinction Studio Series number 90 Decepticon Galvatron. Now overall, I think this figure does look screen accurate for a budgeted figure. I think it does look really cool. I think they did do a great job of capturing how he did look in the film. Again, you know, not a lot of people like that Galvatron design, but again, it is Galvatron, you know, it is Megatron just reincarnated, and they had to work with what they were given, and they made it happen somehow, and it did take a long time, but I think they did do a great job overall. So for that, I do have to give this figure a solid 8 out of 10. Yes, I know, an 8 out of 10 is still a good score for this figure, but there's just a couple things that I just didn't like about this guy, and it sucks, but it is what it is. But let's talk about him. The first con we're going to be talking about is I don't like his transformation into the truck mode. Now, don't get me wrong, the transforming him into the truck mode is very unique, and I do like it. It's just the panels don't want to stay connected, and it's one of those cases where if not one thing is aligned, everything is gonna pop off very easily, and it sucks, you know. I tried the best I could, but again, it didn't really work, and that's one thing I didn't like about this guy, and that made me sad, because again, I think the truck mode does look fantastic. It is a licensed product. It's just the tabs just don't want to stay connected, and it sucks about this guy, at least for my copy. And the second con we are going to be talking about is just the lack of paint. That's really it. I do wish he did have a little bit more paint. Now I know he does have a lot of great paint apps here, but again, I do wish there was more paint apps just to give him a little bit more of a pop. But overall, I think it still does look like a great figure. Was it worth the wait? Honestly, for me, yes, I do think it was worth the wait. Maybe it wasn't for all of us, but to me, I do feel like that this Galvatron is way better than that Galvatron we got way back when in 2014. But again, posing this guy was honestly a very fun time. I did like posing this guy. This guy is very posable. You know, dude, I can't talk. Posing this guy was honestly very fun. And do I recommend this guy? If you are looking for a Voyager class Galvatron to go with your collection and an accurate Voyager class Galvatron, then I do recommend this guy. But if you're looking for the best version of Galvatron, that Unique Toys Nero is the way to go. That figure is honestly amazing, and maybe I might get it, maybe I might not. I don't know yet. We'll see when time comes. But again, do I recommend this guy? Honestly, yes, I do. But yes, I do highly recommend this guy. But I think that's gonna do it for me, guys. You know, I did find the Fallen. I did find this guy in Target a couple days ago, and honestly, I was honestly shocked, and I can't wait to see what I find next, because we all know that Rise of the Beast is coming soon. We are officially 100 days away, and by the time of this recording, we are 100 days away. And I'm just so excited, and I can't wait to see the film and see the figures in stores. But I think that's gonna do it for me. So this has been Promise Reviews, and that has been the Transformers Age of Extinction Galvatron. Remember to stay calm and keep moving on. So I'll make sure to see you guys on the next one.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, I'm Galvatron. I just crashed landed here on Earth.
Are you sure? Because nothing appeared on our radar.
Yeah. I crashed landed here on Earth about a couple hours ago, and yeah.
I feel like I know you from somewhere.
We met on Cybertron. Yeah. We met on Cybertron. I saw you fighting, and I was with the Autobot Resistance. The Autobot Resistance.
You're Megatron, aren't you?
Yes.